All right, you guys, we're finishing the book tonight. We are going to finish starting with chapter 13, 14, 15, and then 16 is just basically like the main principle, the main points of the whole book. So this chapter on chapter 13, getting into the right business, the main thing that from this very first page that really sticks out is, and what I wrote down before over here, your mind is the tool. So it's not really about, oh, well, this business or that business, or, oh, I can't be successful in this one, but I can be. You guys see this a lot with people. Oh, I wasn't successful in that company. I'm going to go be successful on this company over here. The grass is not greener on the other side. The grass is greener where you water it, and what you're watering is up here. So that's what I love about this chapter, where it talks about the various faculties of your mind, or the tools with which you must do the work, which is to make you rich. So it'll be easier for you to succeed if you get into a business for which you are well equipped with mental tools. You can get rich in anything, you guys, if your mind's in the right place, right? Because that's really what it boils down to. You can get rich in any business. If you have not the right talent, you can develop the talent. It merely means that you'll have to make your tools as you go along. Didn't we talk about that last night? If you guys were on the Getting Started Zoom, you're going to do this and grow and learn and expand as you go. You're not going to know everything up front, but it's your mind, your mindset, which is going to determine your belief in yourself, the way that you talk to yourself in your mind, your ability to shut out the negativity and the other people in your life that are naysayers or non-believers of you being able to be successful. A lot of times what we find, and I saw this when I was a teacher, I taught inner city middle school. And so the kids were very much at risk, 100%, like literally. What we saw was that the parents didn't want them to better themselves. Their family members didn't want them to better themselves. They wanted them to stay in the status quo where they were. They didn't want them to step out of that comfort zone or out of that normal, horrible situation that they were raised in and improve themselves. And so it was very hard for these kids. And obviously, maybe you guys have been in that situation. I don't know, but it was very hard for them, those that did step out and did do things different and go against the grain. So you can develop the talents as you go if you use your mind, and if you're strong enough in your will over yourself. Remember, we talked about that, your will over yourself. You have to want to do this. You have to want to make this work and use your will on yourself to make the things happen in your life, to make your life successful. So you will get rich most easily in terms of effort if you do something for which you're best fitted. People tell me all the time, Stacy, you could sell ice to an Eskimo. You could sell shit on a shingles. Those are just sayings that people have, right? I'm like, what is shit on a shingles? I don't even know what that means. No one shits on shingles. I don't know. But people are like, you could sell anything. I'm like, no, I'm passionate about the things that I love and that I believe in and that I use and that have helped me and people that I know. And so it's, for me, it's in me to be a teacher, to educate people. I've always been a teacher. I sat my brother down when that kid was 2 years old at a desk, his first little schoolhouse desk in the basement of our house, and I was the teacher at age 4 and he was the student, and you will sit and complete your work. I was doing that since I was little. I taught him. I was the one at the ball games that when he was playing ball, I had all the kids rounded up and I was teaching them and I was running them and I was in charge of them and I was watching them. I was babysitting them. So that's always been in me. That's just me. So what's always been in you? What have been your faculties, your things that you feel that you're best suited for? And maybe it's not obviously what mine are, but what is it within inside of you that's also applicable to this business? Because you're here for a reason, right? It's pulled you in for a reason. So I want you to think about that. But you will get rich most satisfactorily if you do that which you want to do. And you're, like we talked about last night, your whys are going to change. They're going to grow. They're going to expand over the years. Do you want to do this? You're in this business because you want to do this, right? So if you want to do this, if you want to be a part of this company, you want to be a part of this health and wellness industry as a whole, into nutrition and fitness and health and improving your life and growing yourself and growing your mind, if that's something you want to do, then you don't feel like you're working. I swear to you, I never felt like I was working as a teacher. I hated the hours. I honestly hated the fact that I had to be there at a set time. I could only pee at a certain time. I could only eat at a certain time. And I had to leave at a certain time. That bothered me. But I love the teaching. I love the education. And that part of it never felt like a job. When it felt like a job to me was when they started mandating everything go on the computer. We weren't allowed to have anything on paper anymore. No grade books, no plan books, nothing. It was all computer based. And I felt like that was such a, like they made that so important, and they took away from the important part, which was actually the children and connecting with the kids and having that interaction and talking and helping and working with them and teaching them and spending time with them. Because like I said, they were at risk. So we spent a lot of time together in a very much a not a teacher, a lot of us, meaning me and the kids. And literally I got a text today from a student that I have literally raised her, and she's 30, I think she'll be 31, 32 this month. And so, yeah, I know, because I'm only 22, right, Courtney? So that can't be possible. But I literally raised her from 8th grade until still to this day. I think I'm still partially raising her because she doesn't have parents. Her dad died in prison. Her mom's an alcoholic, druggie, crazy, lost her mind. Nothing to do with any of her other 5 siblings in her life. You know what I mean? This is kind of insanity. But I feel like there's that, for me, there's this connection, you know what I mean? And that's what I love about this business. I love the connection with people. And so you have to find what are the things that you're doing that you feel that passionate about, because you don't feel like you're working when you're fired up about it, when you're connected to it, when you're passionate about it. It doesn't feel like a job. It Works has never felt like a job to me, ever. Not 15 years in network marketing, it has never felt like I'm working a job. It feels like I'm fulfilling my passion, and that passion has grown and changed and obviously evolved over the years, but I feel connected to it. So it doesn't feel like it's something I have to do. I'm not running the rat race. I'm not doing the 9 to 5. I'm making my schedule. I'm determining what I do. And I am basically living out my dream as it evolves, right? So it's certain that you can do what you want to do. The desire to do it is proof that you have within you the power which can do it. So desire is a manifestation of power. I remember every time I have read this book, I have highlighted this part, I've underlined it, I've circled, I've started, I've rewritten it. Desire is a manifestation of power. That, I want you guys to write that down. It took me a long time to really figure out what this meant. As Nigel, again, the dog, why does she want to come in here when I'm on the Zoom? I don't know. And she wants to like maul a ping pong ball right now. Bless her soul. She's such a cute little thing. Desire is the manifestation of power. So think about this. Desire, something you want. Something you want is the manifestation of power. And it said the desire to do it is proof that you have within you the power which can do it. So your desire says that you have the power within you to make it happen. If you have the desire to reach the level of diamond, you have the power within you to make it happen. If you have the desire to go ambassador diamond, you have the power within you to make it happen. Desire is a manifestation of power. That's huge. So if there are past mistakes whose consequences have been placed you in an undesirable business or environment. So there's situations where you're not in a job you currently like, right? You're not in a situation you currently like. You may be obligated for some time to do what you do not like to do, but you can make the doing of it pleasant by knowing that it is making possible for you to come to doing of what you do want to do. Remember we talked about last week, do the best you can in the place you are. You are going to do so well at your current position, and along with what you're doing on the side, your side hustle, you're going to do so well in your current position that you're going to outgrow it. It's that being larger than the law of increase. When you outgrow that position because you've done it so well, it has no choice but to fall away because you've outgrown it. Okay? So you're still going to do the best you can at the position you're currently in. And that's what he says again right here. The best way generally to change businesses or environment is by growth. You have to understand this. growth, growing your mind, growing, expanding your perception, your understanding, your level of awareness. That is the best way to change businesses or environments. When I got into network marketing as a school teacher, I was shown another way. I was shown freedom. I was shown unlimited income. I was shown possibility, potential, travel, things that I always wanted to experience. And I didn't know that stuff existed before. I was shown that. So then what happened was I did the best I could as a teacher. I was still that best teacher. I showed up every day for those kids. But like he says here, growth, changing environment. The best way generally to change business or environment is by growth. I grew so much in my side hustle. My mind grew, it expanded, new possibilities, new potentials, new information, the things I was reading. It grew so much that I completely outgrew that teaching position. Do you understand that? Does that make sense to you guys? So of course it has to go away, right? And sometimes you see this happen with friends. You are growing. Your growth game is strong. Things are happening. Things are changing. And sometimes your friends don't grow and change with you. And so it's not that you're judging them or saying you're worthless and I'm leaving you behind, but I'm saying I've got to grow. I see new things. I see new opportunities. Maybe you moved to a new location. Maybe you get a different job. Maybe you have a new significant other or something changes, right? And things change. And so then we're no longer as close as we used to be. Or maybe we're not even friends anymore. That's happened so many times with me over the years. Stacy, this girl right here, is committed to her growth game for life. I know that we're here to grow ourselves and contribute to others. And so that's what my purpose and my passion in life is, to grow myself and then to teach others, to help others, contribute to others. And so I've lost a lot of friends over the years. People, and not that I'm not saying there's people that I'm complete enemies with. I'm not saying that. Of course, there are some of those too. I'm like, meh, never want to see you again, right? You're not who I thought you were. Thank you for the lessons and adios, amigos. That happens. But a lot of times they're just people that I'm now more acquaintances with. Or maybe at one point in time they were in my life in a relationship for a season, for a reason, but maybe not for the lifetime. And that's okay. That's okay. I'm not judging them and I'm not judging myself. I just know where I'm going. I'm going forward. Forward motion, right? And so know that that happens in your business too, okay? So as you go on in this certain way, opportunities are going to come to you in increasing numbers. Just like Courtney, just like I said last night. All of a sudden she goes Ruby and now poof, all these people want to join. They're like, whoa, wow. The doors opened, new doors opened because she pushed, she didn't stop, she continued, she never gave up, she's worked, she's been consistent, she's had her growth game on, she's there, she's present, she's doing it, she's showing up, and now all of a sudden, that snowball that I've been talking about starts rolling down the hill, and people start signing up, and Courtney's like, wait, what? How is this happening? Who is this person? Where is this coming from? It's because you're going about things in a certain way, and opportunities are coming to you. People are showing up. Promotions are happening. Income's increasing. Lifestyles are changing. Things are changing. That means you're on your growth game. That's powerful. That's powerful. So you'll need to be very steady in your faith and purpose. Know what you're doing. Know why you're doing it. Okay, and keep in close touch with the Supreme Mind by reverent gratitude. Keep close to God in gratitude. That is so important. Do all that you can do in the perfect manner every day, but do it without haste, worry, or fear. Go as fast as you can, but never hurry. Go as fast as you can, but never hurry, right? Remember that in the moment you begin to hurry, you cease to be a creator and you become a competitor. Prime example. Sunday was close day, right? And big promotions that are happening all over the course of my organization. I felt this point where I was like, okay, I need to get out of the house. I feel like I'm like in, message. And I felt like I needed like space to receive. So Trey, my son, needed his clothes. He was spending the night at somebody. Brent was going to take it because I was like, I can't take anything. I can't do anything. I'm so busy on this phone. Right. All these things are happening. I got to be right here. I need to do so many more customers, this much more volume. And I'm charting and all this stuff. And I went, no, I'm not doing that. You know what I'm going to do? I told Brent, I said, I'm going to take Trey's clothes. I'm going to go by Starbucks. I'm going to get myself an unsweetened green tea. And I'm going to sit in the parking lot and I'll be back later. And he's like, okay, whatever you need to do. Because he's like, he knows Stacy needs a moment. Stacy needs some space. She needs to open up space to be able to allow things to come in. You guys, I kid you not. I sat here and I did this on my phone. And I went all the way back to September, October last year on my messenger. Back, all the way back. And I was like, forgot about that person. Let me send that person a message. Oh, forgot about that person. Let me send them a message. I sent 10 messages, maybe 12. I kid you not, by the time I got home, literally, which is 10 minutes away, I had a loyal customer for all 3 BOGOs. And I had another loyal customer that wanted like 2 bags of collagen and 2 bags of coffee and another order of this and go ahead and give me the greens and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, perfect. This box finished. Boom, drop that loyal customer there. Boom, done. But I had to stay exactly what he says right here. Remember, in the moment when you begin to hurry, you stop being a creator and your competitor. So I had to stop and say, no, I'm going to give it to you, God. I'm going to go give myself a minute. I'm going to do something that makes me happy. I'm going to give myself some space. I'm going to listen to some jams in the car. Then I'm going to come back to the messages. Clear. And then there they go. Boom, boom, boom. Jess, the girl on my team, she ended up signing like 5 customers after that. The girl, I mean, she was doing fabulous. She's had a great month, but she's never signed up 5 in one day. I don't know, maybe even 7 on Sunday night. In one evening to sign up that many customers, it was like, boom, every time I turn around, she's sending me text messages. Another lady, another message. Boom, 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 messages. Customers coming in. You've got to give space. You can't hurry, make it happen. You've got to be in that space of creating it. So critical right here. So the exercise of gratitude will never fail to strengthen your faith and renew your purpose. So I'm sitting there on June 1st, which was just 2 days ago. And I'm writing in my gratitude journal. I'm like, I need to do a gratitude journal challenge this month. Let's do a challenge. Who wants to do a challenge? I'm going to share. So I flipped open my gratitude journal. I'm like, everything I wrote on this page, May 21st, done. In gratitude as if before it happened. Done. Let's do a gratitude challenge. That's exactly what he says here. The exercise of gratitude will never fail to strengthen your faith and renew your purpose. When you stay in gratitude, your faith and your purpose stay strong. Naysayers, bye, right? Adios. People that say you're never going to do it. I think I told you guys this. When I was going Ambassador Diamond back in 2013, 5 million years ago, I was sitting at the sushi restaurant with Brent. We're having lunch. It's midway through the month. I needed, it wasn't midway, maybe in the last, there may have been like maybe 8-10 days left in the month. I needed 20 grand in volume. I still needed quite a few distributors. I don't remember how many, but I remember needing about $20,000 in volume. And he's like, Stacy, there's no way. And I remember Ambassador Diamond has $250,000. So in the grand scheme of things, $20,000 is not a lot when you're looking at the volume of $250,000. He's like, there's no way. I just don't see it happening. It's not going to happen. And I'm like, oh, it's done. It's already done. It's happening. It's absolutely happening. They're going to fall out of the sky. Everything's going to come into place. And it literally, of course, it did come into place. Literally down to the wire. The last bottle of Fat Fighter that went in at minutes before the night cut off. And it clicked Ambassador Diamond. But I had that faith and that belief. You know why I had that faith and belief? Even though he doubted, I had the faith and belief because of this game right here. The meditation, the gratitude journal, the time, the commitment into being in that space. I knew it was done. I had already locked into it. I had felt it. It was done. So I knew it was going to happen. So you have to have that unwavering faith and that purpose for completing it. Can you believe that's already that chapter? That was fast. All right, chapter 14. So this is important. Are people increasing you or decreasing you? Are people increasing you or decreasing you? You know, they always say you are the sum of the 5 people that you surround yourself with the most. You take a look at their incomes, your income, you average everything out, you probably are all making about the same amount of money. But I don't want you to necessarily think about it in terms of income. I want you to think about it in terms of their energy, their self-talk, their things they talk about with you, their growth game. Like, do they even have a plan for anything in the future, or are they on a hamster wheel? So think about the 10 to 20 people that you would see or talk to or spend time with on a regular basis. What is their growth game like? Not just their income. I mean, their income's going to say a lot, of course. But I mean, I just have to be honest. If their income is small, then that means their mindset is smaller. And if yours is, it's totally fine. I'm not judging you. I'm just saying you're here because you're on your growth game. I have been there. My income was at $28,000 with a master's degree. So my income, my mindset was not where it is now, right? When I was a teacher, it wasn't. And that's okay. We all have to have that growth period, right? To where our mind grows and expands. And like I've told you before, Pam Souter making $3 million in 1 month. It's like, shit. Obviously my growth game is not there yet in my mindset. And I'm like, but damn it, I want it. But it's not there yet. Okay, so it'll get there. When? Tomorrow. I need $3 million right now. Like, I got a house I could buy. I need a private jet. I mean, come on, people. Let's get real, right? I mean, there's so much going on out there. But then at the end of the day, what can I control? I can only control this. This is all I can control. I can't control what's going on out there. I can control what's going on in here. So maybe take an inventory of the people in your life. Are they increasing you or decreasing you? And then also I want you to think about, are you increasing others? Are you adding value to others? Are you lifting others up? And I don't mean be the one that goes around and takes care of everybody else and never takes care of you. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying, are you adding value to other people's lives? By maybe, like, for example, my sister-in-laws will send me a message, from time to time. Hey, Stacy, what do you know about this? I'll copy and paste in some articles. Hey, I recommend this book. Or they'll say, hey, what about this problem, this health problem, blah, blah, blah. I'll recommend a book to them. So think about people in your life. What are you doing to add some value to them? Are you offering any help? Are you offering suggestions? Are you sharing things you're doing? Have you shared this book that you're reading with other people? Have you told other people about this book? Like, girl, you've got to read this. This stuff is crazy, but it works for people and they get rich. Are you sharing that with other people? Are you increasing others? Or do you quickly jump on the hamster wheel with them and ride that wheel through the insanity and craziness and the chaos and the detrimental thoughts and the negativity and the drama? Are you jumping on the drama hamster wheel? Or are you saying, yeah, no, girl, I would love to chat with you. I'm going to have to catch up. I'm really busy right now. I'm in the middle of this. It's so exciting. My business is growing. I've got these new distributors. I've got to sign up this customer real quick. I'll be right back to you. And then you just forget because you don't want to get on that hamster wheel, right? And then eventually, her wheel is going to keep spinning and you're just not going to get on it. Does that make sense to you guys? Or does that just only happen to me? I don't know. And I'm not jumping on your freaking wheel. That's insane. Be back. And then I'm like, I don't want to be a bad friend. It's not that. I can't engage in that conversation, in that kind of insanity. Where is it getting me? And we all have times we need to vent. We all need to have people that we can vent to and be like, girl, I just need to vent for a second. Let me just talk about this. Okay, great. Now let's move forward. I get that totally. But you know what I mean when I'm talking about crazy chaos and drama. The people that decrease you, you leave and you're like, oh my God, I feel like I want to go kill myself because this was such a horrific environment that I just spent my time in. Do you know what I'm talking about? Have you ever been there? I mean, I think we all have. That's what I'm talking about, people that decrease you. So you need to go, are these people on my list? Are these on my top 5? Are these in my top 20? Should they even be on a piece of paper? Should I even write their name down? Sometimes it's family. A lot of times it's family. Those are the lessons that you came here to learn, right? I understand. There have been literally years of my life where I've cut my mom and dad completely out of it. Literally. because I'm not going to engage myself in the situations and the conversations in the way that you make me feel. Now, I had great parents growing up. I look back, I'm like, wow, so grateful. I was never abused. I was taken care of. Life was fine. My parents taught me so much about confidence and belief in myself. I didn't even realize it until I read this one book, The Confidence Code, about 6 years ago. But there was also points in time after I had kids that my parents made me feel like I was a bad parent because I had a life still. I had a job. I traveled. I would leave my kid with a sitter, and I was a bad mom. I should be home. I should stay home with my kids like my mom did. I should be fine with settling for less than, and just, all this stuff, the guilt, right? The bad mom, you're not doing a good job, guilt thing. And so it took me a while to get over that and be like, no, I don't feel that way. I feel like I'm living my life. I'm here on planet, obviously, to have kids, but I also have a purpose outside of that. Like, I have a purpose to help people, to educate people on a much broader perspective than just my own 2 individual kids. Like I said last night with Taylor, why I started this company because I couldn't keep this a secret and not go help other people. I can't not tell people about the importance of alkalizing your body and boosting your immune system and detoxing. I can't keep that a secret. That could change someone's life. That could save someone's child's life. I can't not tell people that. And if I'm not a part of this business, then I'm not gonna be able to help other people. So, and when I started with It Works, my mom was furious. She was furious when I started with Arbonne 15 years ago. Furious. You should be a school teacher. You should be a stay-at-home mom. You have a degree. You should go do something else. Don't you dare do one more of those things. Don't you dare have somebody else watch your kids while you're going traveling around the world. And I'm like, we are no longer family, out of life, right? And then there's like, now we're in a good position. My mom and I are in a good position. We don't talk on a daily basis or regular basis, but we're fine. We're good. She has come to that understanding, like, Stacy is going to do what Stacy is going to do. And Stacy's moving forward in life, and Stacy has plans and goals, and they absolutely require taking 100% care of her children and making sure that they're living the best life and healthy as they possibly can be. And also living for herself too. Because guess what? Those kids are going to grow up and move out and have their own lives. Am I going to be nothing? Am I going to have no purpose in my life outside of just my children? I have to have that purpose. And so she's come to realize that as she's realized that her children are gone and she has no other purpose. It's all good. Whatever it is. She's doing her thing, I'm doing my thing, right? So I don't know why I got off on that, but somebody needed to hear that. I don't know who. That's what I love about this. I don't even know who's on here. I'm like, why am I talking about my family specifically? I don't know. But I'm just going to roll with it. Like today, did you guys see my post about the flippin' salad? The Buddha bowl? Oh my God. I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay, ranch dressing. Keep it simple, Stacy. Vegan mayo, garlic powder, dill. Great, good. I'm in a hurry. I literally have 15 minutes tops to make the food and then to turn around and have it eaten and be out the door again for Taylor for therapy. And so I'm sitting there eating, and it's like, why do you have a Buddha bowl? Why do you call it Buddha? Should it be a Christian bowl, a God bowl? I don't know. Cause like a lot of times you're like, no, Buddha, there's no God and all this stuff. And I hear this chatter in my head and I'm like, what is going on up here? They're like, there's lines, there's formation. It's the Buddha bowl is like order, and then there's salads, chaos, and you'll have to go read the post. And I was like, I don't know why I'm saying this, but I need to say it. Listen to this. This is a total side note. I go to Taylor's, I take her to the chiropractor. She has her adjustment, right? Blah, blah, blah. Okay. He and I are good friends. We're chit-chatting, all kinds of stuff. So I take her to this other therapy that I used to do before the craziness, insanity happened, and it was shut down, and now they're back open again. And so anyways, I'm good friends with him because his wife is my facial girl. And so it's OnDemed. It's kind of like a biofeedback, like souped up. It's crazy amazing. And so we're talking about just stuff that's going on in the world right now. And he said, well, and I said, but why? Like, why? I hate what happened, obviously. Hate that this happened to this man. But why do these random strange people think they should just go and rob other people? What is that going to prove? Like, that makes no sense to me at all. That you would not, it's not even in the same area, like randomly, right? And he said, Stacy, there has to be chaos in order for there to be order. And I'm like, what? And he's like, yes, there's this balance between the chaos and the order. I'm like, Michael, I just posted about this at lunch and I don't know where it came from. He's like, you're picking up on the consciousness, the energy of what's going on right now in our world. And I'm like, but this chaos and this order about a flipping salad, a bowl of food. And I'm like, it's in my brain. I have to say it and I have to type it. I'm like, I don't even know why I'm typing this, but somebody needs to hear it. He's like, and then he says it and I'm like, whew, okay, all right. So God's speaking to me through a Buddha bowl / salad / now you're talking about it with what's going on in the world, the order and the chaos. And I'm like, those are the exact words. Then I get on this call with one of my girls, Gayla, and she's one of my new diamond leaders. And so she is like, Stacey, there's this lady that signed up and she's up in New Jersey. We met her through Instagram and she saw a picture, I guess, that Gayla had taken a screenshot of the Zoom from last night, or maybe the video, I don't know. And she said she has to speak to you. And she starts speaking to me. You guys, the stuff that she said to me literally in the first 1 minute was literally what I had explained to someone yesterday. Courtney, you and I had our call yesterday, and there's another girl, Sarah, you'll meet her. And she was asking me what I'm going to do with my PhD when it's done here shortly. And I was like, Sarah, it's bigger than I can wrap my head around. Like everything I know, I'm going ruby, I'm going diamond, I'm going emerald, right? I'm making this much money, I'm hitting ambassador diamond, I'm doing this trip, I'm earning this incentive. I know the goal, I'm going for it, it's done. I know the steps to take to get there. And I said, this last 12 years with Taylor, all the therapy, all the things that I've done, that's all the PhD is. It's just putting numbers, whatever, behind what I've done the last 12 years of my life. The 50 classes that I took were all things that I've already experienced. I've already been in, I've already done. I've literally lived it hands-on with my child. And so the dissertation part for me, I knew it had to be bigger than just throwing out some random research and studying a few things and popping it into a paper and being done to get the PhD. It felt bigger to me. So I'm explaining this to Sarah. I'm like, Sarah, it's like I don't have a brain cell yet for what God has planned for me with this, with what I do with It Works, with the holistic, with the nutrition, the coaching that I do, the retreats that I do, the things that I do with leadership, and I just feel like I'm speaking. I love to educate and teach and speak at this platform, and obviously in person on stage. I love speaking. I loved speaking at Emily Arena in front of 20,000 people. Like that's just my jam. Put me in front of, I know Kelsey's like, no, I can talk in front of two. You can. But I love it. And I've watched you grow, Kelsey, with your speaking in front of people. So watched you grow, which has been amazing. You're so good at it now, even though you act like you're not. You've grown into it. But you guys, I told her, I said, girl, I feel like there's a bigger, like, I don't know the end result with this PhD. It's so big. Like God has this huge plan that I don't know how all these pieces are going to come together, but I've had to stop trying to force that and stay in faith and know that I have a purpose with this and that I don't know the end result. Because everybody wants to know, what are you going to do with your PhD? You're going to open an office? Are you going to see patients? Are you blah, 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 blah? I'm like, no, I'm not opening an office and I'm not seeing patients. I don't know what's going to happen with it, but I feel there's a bigger purpose. This lady that I don't even know in 1 minute spoke those exact words to me. Now listen to this. At the same time, there's a man that I'm friends with on Facebook. He's a younger kind of guy, maybe in his early 20s. He has cerebral palsy. I don't know. He's from somewhere in Indiana. I don't know how I got connected with him on Facebook, but randomly from time to time, he sends me voice message. Dear Father God, Stacey, pray for Stacey for this, pray for Stacey for that. And he'll say things like Stacey's legs. I can tell her legs are hurting. She's working so hard. And he'll say, Stacey, pray for Stacey and Taylor. And he just will send me these random messages. I haven't heard from him in 2 months. I'm on the phone with this lady. She's saying to me word for word what I had just said to Sarah yesterday. He's sending me a voice clip at the same time. Dear Father God, please pray for Stacey. Give her blessings. Give her peace on her journey and the things that she has coming next. It's big God, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh my God, all this stuff is happening. Like all these synchronicities. And I'm like, yes, this is how I love living life, and the synchronistic moments of everything, of all, and these people, and all you guys, everything coming together, and just the power of it all is like, oh, it's like, it is why I'm here. It is why I'm here to live in these moments, in these synchronistic moments of this. It's a source bigger than you. It's a power bigger than you. It's God. It's everything. It's infinite everything. And then when it all comes together and it's You're like, I always say you can't make this shit up. Like, you just can't make this shit up. You just know that you're living in the flow, right? It's called living in the flow, being tapped in, tuned in, turned on. That is powerful. That is powerful. So, okay, all of that just came out. Well, moving on. Oh my God. Whoever watches this replay is going to be like, what the heck happened to her today? Amazingness, amazingness, amazingness. So the key thought of all your efforts must be to convey to the minds the impression of increase. Increase. Increase is what all men and women are seeking. It is the urge of the formless intelligence, the God intelligence within them seeking fuller expression. All human activities are based on the desire for increase. All. The law of perpetual increase is set forth by Jesus in the parable of talents. Only those who gain more retain any. From him who has not shall be taken away even that which he has. Like, listen to this again. It's the law of perpetual increase. Only those who gain more retain any. From him who has not shall be taken away even that which he has. That's huge, you guys. The normal desire for increased wealth is not an evil or reprehensible thing. It's simply desire for more abundant life. It's an aspiration. If people are like, nah, I don't aspire to be rich. I don't aspire to have more in life. I don't aspire to be better than I am right now. You got to go, okay. You are living in your situation that you're currently living in. Maybe it's paycheck to paycheck. Maybe it's broke. Maybe it's food stamps. Maybe it's on the street. I don't know. But how can you say that you don't desire more? Something's wrong in your mindset, right? And again, he talks about giving that more in cash value than what you take, giving more in value than what you take back in cash value. So he talks about no matter how small the transaction, like even selling a stick of candy to a kid, put into thought of increase and make sure the customer is impressed with the thought that you're giving them something of value. So like when I talk about the skinny brew, the first thing I say is the nootropics. Nobody knows what a nootropic is. Very few people. The nootropics, oh my God, it's brain food. Do you know what it does for your brain? It helps with anxiety, depression. It has adaptogens in it, so it helps you deal with mental, physical, emotional stress. You guys, it is huge. It's like ADD or ADHD kind of medication, except it's not a medication. It's coffee that's actually good for you. It has green tea in it. It has 5 different caffeine sources. So of course, if you need your pick-me-up, you can get that. But you know what it does for your brain? Just what it does for your brain alone with anxiety and depression and your mood stabilizing, energy and focus and concentration. That's huge. That right there, and then it's like, oh, this is how many couple dollars? Are you serious? What it's doing for their brain is going to do so much more than what they're actually paying for it. But they need to know that, and you convey that benefit. You convey, he says right here, impressed with thought. Put in the thought of increase and make sure the customer is impressed with the thought. You can sell them a stick of candy. You can sell them a stick of Skinny Brew. But you're impressing the thought into them of the value that they're getting from this, the benefits, which is huge. If you go to buy nootropics in a bottle, like go Google Brain Octane Bulletproof, you're going to spend at least $50 just for that stuff you pour in. It tastes horrible, but you have to drink every day. It doesn't taste good, and it's expensive just for that. And it's not even all the nootropics that we have. So we offer, which is why I joined this company. For the price of these products, we offer a superior value to what you get out of them for what you actually pay in cash. So that's huge. That's a big reason why I decided to be a distributor, because the fact that we offer such a superior product at such a very fractional cost of what other companies do. So feel that you're getting rich, and that in doing so, you're making others rich and conferring benefits on all. So in this business, yeah, I'm making money, but I don't make any money unless I help people make money. How rewarding is that? So by me being able to teach people, help people, give information with people, be an example to people, be that inspiration to people, that's how I get paid. It benefits other people, and it benefits me as well. Don't boast or brag your successes. Don't talk about it unnecessarily. True faith is never boastful. All right, so I'm going to share this with you guys. Where's my phone? So I think I have shared before that I'm obviously friends with Pam Souter. We've been friends for a very long time. Good friends. We were out on the boat just the other week together. So we're in a chat. And Sarah Rankin, I don't know if you guys know her as an Ambassador Diamond. She's super awesome rock star. And Josh, her husband, was over on Sunday before I went for my break out of the house. Brent and Josh had done some stuff together down at the boat. Josh came back and he was sitting down outside, and I'm on my phone, and Brent's like, yeah, she's going for promotion, and she's got a girl on her team that's going for her promotion, another one, and blah, 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 and, it's closed day and all this kind of stuff. And so he said, what promotion are you going for? And I was like, I'm triple diamond, but I haven't told anybody. Like, I'm not announcing this. Don't say anything. I'm not telling anybody. And he's like, oh, okay, whatever. So anyway, so I get a text from Sarah, his wife, on Monday morning. She's like, girl, did you hit triple? And I'm like, yes, but I'm not saying anything to anybody. Like, I didn't tell anybody. And so she's like, instantly, we have an ambassadors and above chat on Facebook. She instantly blasted out in the chat, and I'm like, girl, and she's like, I know, but you don't say anything. Everybody needs to give you some kudos, high five, because all the people were sharing their uplines were sharing their downlines promotions, whether it was triple or, presidential. And of course there were some new ambassadors. And so they were adding into the chat, and I'm like, yeah, but Stacy win. And I'm like, oh my God. And of course Mel's in there, and Mel, she didn't know. I didn't tell her. I'm not going to tell her. So then she goes and posts it on her page. I'm like, oh shit. Then Alana texts me. She's like, you didn't even tell me. I'm like, why I'm not going to go around and da 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 da. So then we're in this chat. There's several of us. Pam calls it the mastermind group. There's maybe 5 or 6 of us that are here local that get together and stuff. And so anyways, Sarah posted in there. She said, fuck yeah, Stacy Hollwinger's triple diamond 2.0, you go girl, and all this stuff, whatever. So this is what and I didn't feel like I needed to go and share at all. I just didn't. And this is what Pam said. She goes, what I love, Stacy, is that you didn't say a word. You just did it, and that's how it's done. And I was like, thanks, Pam. Blinders on, getting it done. But she's like, you don't have to be boastful. And there's nothing wrong with saying, hey, shout out to my girl, she's going this promotion, or hey, congratulations to this, or hey, I'm running for a big promotion. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Okay. But what he's talking about is being boastful and bragging and being like, yeah, look at me, look what I did. I got this, I got that, I did this, I did that. Because obviously we know in network marketing, you don't do anything with I. It is a massive team effort, right, to make things happen. But you do, there's nothing wrong with saying, hey, I'm going for a big, because I did tell a couple people, it's end of the month, crunch time, I've got some big promotions happening, I'm going to have to be out of commission for a little bit and that kind of stuff. But I didn't say I'm going for a big promotion, or so-and-so on my team's going for big promotions. I just didn't throw that out there. And so when Sarah did, I was like, oh God, no. And I was like, I'm shouting you out. I'm like, okay, but I didn't. Let's just keep moving, right? It's all good. It's totally fine. But there was a point in my business where when I was going for ambassador, for me, it was a huge, I wanted that significance. I wanted that satisfaction of being able to accomplish something. And this time it was a different level. I haven't hit ambassador yet, but I will this year, but in my 2.0 spot. But it's a different level of satisfaction. My growth game over the last 7 years has changed a lot. And so I no longer seek that level of significance and being acknowledged. It's more of an internal accomplishment. Like, yes, I did that. Okay, let's move and go. And who else can I get to that level, right? Because you're obviously going to be going with me. People are going with me. So it's just different. It's different, which is good. It's all good. But I feel like it's important that you're not braggy, look at me. But It Works always says, It Works has blessed me. This is how it's changed my life. These are the things that are different. That's not bragging. I'm able to put gas in my car. I'm able to pay for daycare for my kids, or put clothes on my kids. I'm able to buy stuff that I didn't before for my house. Kelsey redid her entire office. That's not bragging. That's not saying, look at me, look what I did. It's saying, look what this business can accomplish. So there's a difference. And he's talking about being boastful and being, braggy, but he says true faith is never that. When you know it's happening, you know it's done, you know where you're going, it's not boastful like that. And that's what I love about our team. I really do. That's been something very important to me, is to cultivate a team, a culture of people that are not like that. That are people that are grateful, that do have grateful hearts, and that are proud of themselves and their accomplishments and their team and the things that they've been able to improve and change on in their life, but yet not this, you know what I'm talking about. So anyway, you must impress others. So you must so impress others that they will feel that in associating with you, that they will increase themselves. See that you give them the use value greater than the cash value that you're taking from them. Take an honest pride in doing this and let everybody know, and you'll have no lack of customers. That's huge. So you impress others that they will feel that in associating with you, they will get increased themselves. By using your products, by joining your team, you're impressing that upon them, that they will get value themselves. They will increase themselves. See that you give them a use value greater than the cash value you're taking from them. The life changes, the health changes, and the lifestyle changes are more so for them than you ever get back in payment. You guys know the ripple effect, right? When you drop that stone in, that pebble in, you don't know how far it's going to go. Think about think about you and your team right now. The changes that you've made, the things that you've done, the things you've exposed people to. How many of them have kids? How many people on your team have kids? The things that these parents are learning is impacting their children, which will impact lives for generations to come. That's huge. That in and of itself could almost seriously, literally bring tears to my eyes right now. Knowing that kind of impact is out there because you're helping people and the reach is infinite. Take an honest pride in doing this and let everybody know it. Let everybody know that you're here to inspire others, to be the example. And you'll never have a lack of customers. That's exactly what he says. You will never have a lack of customers. You'll never have a lack of people in your business, in your life, in all the things that you do, if that you are adding value to others. Your business will increase rapidly. Who wants rapid increase? And you will be surprised at the unexpected benefits which will come to you. You'll be able from day to day to make larger combinations, secure greater advantages, and go on into more congenial vocation that you desire to do so. Doing all this, you must never lose sight of your vision of what you want, your faith, and your purpose to get it. I'm reading what I wrote before. 123:07. That's weird. I actually wrote the date. I don't even remember writing this. Okay, let me read this part to you guys, then I'm going to read to you what I wrote outside of this. This is why it's also cool to keep your journals, your gratitude journals, because then you can go back and you'll be like, what? I don't even remember that. So he says, let me here give you another word of caution in regard to motives. Beware of insidious temptation to seek for power over other people, which a lot of people, you know that. A lot of people want power over other people. Nothing is so pleasant to the unformed or partially developed mind as the exercise of power of dominion over others. The desire to rule for selfish gratification has been the curse of the world. Obviously, we're living that now. For countless ages, kings and lords have drenched the earth with blood in their battles to extend their dominions, not to seek more life for all, but to get more power for themselves. And on 123:07, that was before Taylor went in the hospital, because she went into the hospital on like May 23:07. I don't even know who Mrs. Shank is. Taylor said we pray to God, not kings. Oh, Mrs. Shank, her pre-K teacher. Her preschool teacher. Yeah, Mrs. Shank. Oh my God, I forgot about her. I wrote this at the top of this page. I don't even remember this. Taylor said we pray to God, not kings. So I must have been reading, obviously, this book at at this time as well too. So that was almost 2 years into network marketing, and I'm still reading this book. And Taylor said to pray to God, not to kings. And he says, for countless ages, kings and lords have drenched the earth with bloods and battles. That's cool. She went to a little Catholic little preschool, and Mrs. Shank taught her to pray to God, not kings. That's freaking incredible. Why did I not see that before? Isn't that weird? No, it's not weird. I'm excited to see where that comes. What happens from that? All right, so you guys, the last technical chapter is the advancing person. And then I'll make sure I don't go too far. My book has extra parts in it, so yeah. So my book actually has like a summary and practical guidelines and all kinds of stuff. All right, so the advancing person. So no matter whether you're a physician, a teacher, clergyman, whatever, if you can give increase of life to others, then make them sensible of that fact, they'll be attracted to you and you will get rich. If you can give increase of life to others and make them sensible of that fact, and we know some people just aren't sensible, right? But most people are. They will be attracted to you and you will get rich. Remember, you're that magnet. So he who masters the details of the science of getting rich, together with the allied sciences of being well, of being great, and of winning love, and who teaches these details from the pulpit, will never lack for congregation. Obviously, we're not in church, but right now I could technically be on a pulpit and you could be the congregation, right? Does that sound like you've got a chat, you've got your team, you've got people in there, right? That could be your pulpit. You've got your Facebook, you've got your, that's your pulpit, right? Those are your congregation. We want preachers like, not as in like necessarily technically in the church, but we want preachers who can not only tell us from the pulpit, we want preachers who can not only tell us, we want preachers who can not only tell us from how, but who in their own persons will show us. We need the preacher who himself will be rich, healthy, great, and be loved, to teach us how to attain these things. And when he comes, he will find a numerous and loyal following. Again, it's leading by example, you guys. Doing the things that the steps to success, the charting, the growing your business, the adding the customers, the adding the distributors, building relationships, teaching people. You're leading by example. You're doing. Never expect someone to do something. It's no different than when you're children. For those of you that have children, they don't listen to you. They do what you do. They do what you do, not what you say. You can say all you want. They watch and they do what you do. That's huge. Okay. So it's talking about obviously inspiring, the children, the people with purpose and faith of advancing life. You'll never be out of a job if that's your focus. The person who is certain to advance is the one who is too big for his place, who has a clear concept of what he wants to be, who knows he can become what he wants to be, and who's determined to be what he wants to be. There is a power which never fails to present opportunity to the advancing personality who is moving in obedience to law. God cannot helping you if you act in a certain way. He must do so in order to help himself. This is huge. There is a power which never fails to present opportunity to the advancing personality who is moving in obedience to law. God cannot helping you if you act in a certain way. He must do so in order to help himself. God is in you. It is not a separate being. Penetrates the inner spaces of the universe. It's everywhere. You're in the universe. Y'all realize that? We are in this universe. We are permeating, penetrating, living the inner spaces of the universe. God is in, as within, so without. So he has to in order to help himself. Don't wait for an opportunity to be all that you want to be. When an opportunity to be more than you are now is presented and you feel impelled toward it, take it. it will be the first step toward a greater opportunity. Don't you feel like that now? This is an opportunity to be all that you want to be. This opportunity has presented itself. It's time to take it. There's no such thing possible in this universe as a lack of opportunities for the person who is living an advanced life. It is inherent in the constitution of the cosmos that all things shall be for him and work together for his good, and must be certain, and he must certainly get rich if he acts and thinks in a certain way. That is huge, 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 huge. So the last chapter, some cautions and concluding observations. So many people, I love this first sentence, scoff at the idea of an exact science of getting rich. It's elusive, isn't it? Isn't it elusive to most people? Most people aren't rich. What do they call the 1%ers? 1% of the population has, actually it's 3%. 3% of the population has more in wealth than the other 97% combined. You know, there's actually a study from Harvard University. They studied people for years after they graduated from college, and just in a whole in the population. And they found that people that were goal setters, that wrote their goals down, that actually had a plan of action on paper, that those people years later, 20 plus years later, were the ones that were the 3%, and the other 97% were basically in poverty level. They basically had just either paycheck to paycheck or below that, where the 3% that had taken the time on a consistent basis to be present with their goals, their dreams, their aspirations, and that had a plan of action in place, those were your 3% people 20 plus years later that were the most successful in the population of the world. So if you're thinking about, where do I want to be in life, right? Where am I now? Where do I want to be? Do you want to be a part of that top 3%, that top 1% on the planet? Or do you want to be in with the other 97 to 99%? And I'm not saying that there's this huge divide amongst people. I'm not saying that like you're either in this category or this category. But at the end of the day, if there's a science to getting rich, and you now know the science to getting rich, and you follow the steps, this mathematical equation to getting rich, you do the things as outlined in this book, and you get rich, and you have unlimited opportunities and possibilities, and more doors open and more doors open, and it's evolving you as a person. You're increasing your life, and you're increasing other people's lives along the way. Would you choose that option? Or would you choose broke with no options, hungry, bills not paid, had to say no all the time, can't afford it, can't go there, can't do that, I wish that was me, maybe one day, I don't know how it's going to happen? I mean, which would you choose? I don't know anybody that would be like, look, I'm just going to stay broke and miserable and live paycheck to paycheck, or not pay my bills, or maybe I'll be 40 and move back in with my mom, or I don't know, give my kids to my parents or my sister. I can't take care of them. I mean, what would you choose? Or would you choose to live a life like Rusty, like he says in our upline, an unparalleled lifestyle that people dream of? You have a choice. You have a choice. It is true that existing governments keep the masses in poverty. You need to understand this. This is huge right now. This was 1910. This is huge right now. But this is because the masses don't think and act in a certain way. You're seeing masses of people in fear following suit, right? You guys are seeing that? It's crazy what's happening right now. Because existing governments, here we are over 100 years later, keep the masses in poverty because they keep them in fear. And they don't let them know about this certain way of thinking and doing things in order to create wealth, because they want to control. So the more people who get rich on the competitive plane, the worse for others. The more who get rich on the creative plane, the better for others. The economic salvation of the masses can only be accomplished by getting a larger number of people to practice the scientific method set down in this book to become rich. These will show others the way and inspire them with a desire for real life, with the faith that it can be attained, and with the purpose to attain it. You are concerned with doing today's work in a perfectly successful manner and not with emergencies which may arise tomorrow. You can attend to them as they come. Stay present. That's what he's saying. Stay present in the moment. Stay present in the day. Never speak of times as being hard or business conditions as being doubtful. Times may be hard, business may be doubtful for those who are on the competitive plane, but they can never be so for you. You can create what you want, and you are above fear. When others are having hard times and poor business, you will find your greatest opportunities. This is huge. People say to me, I went back to the gym this week, gym opened up. Oh my God, how are things going? A lot of people don't even know what I do. How are things going for you? How's everything with your job or your work? And I'm like, oh my God, business is booming. It's freaking crazy. My teams went through the roof. People actually give a shit about their health. They want to know how to boost their immune system. Oh my God, you have this. You've been using this all these years. Your immune system is perfect. I need to get mine in check. They want to buy the product. And then guess what? We work from our phones. I don't need an office. I don't have a boss. I can make unlimited amounts of income all from right here by helping people get healthy. They all care about their health. They all need extra money. They've all lost their jobs, or their jobs are no longer what they were. Their pay got cut. Things have changed. Business is crazy, insane, booming. And they're like, what? We don't hear that going on with anybody. And I'm like, that's interesting. It says right here, never speak of times as being hard or of the business conditions being doubtful. Times may be hard and business doubtful for those who are on the competitive plane, but they never will be for you. You create what you want, and you're above fear. When others are having hard times or poor business, you will find your greatest opportunities. Don't feel guilty about that. Don't feel guilty because you have found an incredible opportunity in a time when people are suffering and living in fear, or have lost their jobs, or not paying their bills, or they don't have food. Don't feel bad about that. It's not your position to feel bad about that, or guilty, or that you shouldn't have because others don't. You have because you're in the place that God put you in. You are here now for a reason. You are been exposed to this for a reason. The plan is here, and your job is to stay the course with faith and purpose, right? So keep your faith, hold your purpose, have gratitude, and do it every day. All that can be done, doing each separate act in a successful manner. When you make a failure, it's because you have not asked for enough. Keep on, and larger things than you are seeking will certainly come to you. Remember this. When you fail, it's because you haven't asked for enough. Spend most of your leisure time contemplating your vision and cultivating gratitude and reading this book. It's that simple. Read the book over and over and over again. It's that simple. It really is that simple, you guys. Read the book over and over and over again. Don't stop reading the book. Until you are a six-figure income earner, don't read the book, anything else. Last week, Alana posted a book. I was driving down the road and I was listening to a book on audio, and part of this book it popped in my head like, oh my God, text Alana about that. And so I texted her, I said, hey, do you have Dr. Joseph Murphy's The Power of Your Subconscious Mind? She's like, no, I don't have that one. I'm like, oh my God, that book completely changed my It Works business. I think it was like 8 years ago. And I was like, I was at that point in my business where I was doing great. I was a Ruby, everything was fine, but I just didn't see the bigger picture. I didn't see the bigger vision at that time. I didn't know there was a bigger picture, bigger vision, and It Works. Honestly, I didn't even know corporate or anything like that. So it must have been 9 years ago. Yeah, it was 9 years ago. And somebody in my upline sent me a quote from that book, and I read it. I'm like, oh my God, what book is that? Because I'd been in Arbonne all those years already, and had been successful and had the residual income coming in. So everything was fabulous. But I was like, what book is that? And she's like, oh, it's this book, Dr. Joseph Murphy. And I read it. I'm like, oh my God, This book is incredible. It's very much, it's from 1950. So the majority of, a lot of it's from this book. But he goes a little bit more in detail with scripture, a lot of scripture in the book. And so I was like, girl, you got to read this part on health and stuff like that. But it was a huge game changer that helped expand my mind even farther, and grow to where, because I had, in the other company that I was in Arbonne, I had made like $15,000 a month, $16,000 a month, but I'd never made more than that. And so, and it works when I got to that point that I was making that, then it was like, okay, it wasn't like I couldn't get beyond it, but it was just like, I wasn't going beyond it. And so that book helped me expand even farther beyond it. So it was incredible. But I said in the chat, don't read any other books. Like, don't go out and go get this book and that book and this book and that book and this book and that book. Like, that's why Alana she's like, are you going to do this book again? I'm like, yes, I'll do this book again. Do this book again. Like, read this book again. Because every time when I go through and I reread the chapters and I read the parts again, obviously different things are happening in my life on a daily basis. Different stories have accumulated, right? Different things have happened. And so, and different information has been given to me. So different stuff is shared every single time. I do have past Science of Getting Rich recordings on my YouTube, and you can go back and watch some of them, and you can see, oh my God, she talked about these chapters, and this was her audio that's completely different than this, recording that she did, months later on these chapters, because I'm growing myself. So things are always going to be different every time. So I am going to do it again as requested. So I'm super grateful for that, and grateful for you guys for being on here, but I highly recommend you stay with this book. And let's go back and start again with chapters 1 through 3. Now that you've read all of it, you're applying your gratitude journal on a daily basis. So you already have that part that's going the last few days. And then let's read chapters 1 through 3 again and come back with fresh new eyes and also expanded mindsets, rereading the first part again. That's huge. Things have changed in your life. Things have changed in your business in the last 5 weeks. What are you going to see that you didn't see before? That's really where it boils down to. So thank you guys for being on here. Thank you for being a part of this. I'm super excited.